So often, I think, we feel like we have to be the complete and utter expert in every aspect of what we do. And if we don't think we are, we'll shy away from sharing the things that we do know about that topic, because for fear that we're not giving someone the whole picture or that we're not adding enough value, And I think the more that we can just start getting radically authentic and honest about, what we do know and what we are willing to pay forward and share, just the more abundant that feels.
When my business is not working like it should, just from a feeling, I don't even touch my marketing strategy anymore, because in my heart, I know this is who I am. I know who I am and what I'm doing and all the things. I do turn into my space.
There is one reason for that, and that is that most people don't have the grit to keep going long enough to see the results that they want.
Hallo und herzlich willkommen bei Unfolding Space Unboxing Lives, dem Podcast, der Unternehmertum, Lifestyle und Feng Shui verbindet. Mein Name ist Daniela Schaponic, ich bin Unternehmerin und Feng Shui-Meisterin und liebe es, über die Grenzen des Normalen hinauszudenken. Feng Shui ist hierfür die perfekte Unterstützung, obwohl es in der Gesellschaft weit unterschätzt wird. Und ich finde, es ist an der Zeit, das zu ändern. Bei Unfolding Space entdecken wir gemeinsam, wie du die Power von Feng Shui nutzt, um dein Leben, deinen Lifestyle und dein Unternehmen zu transformieren. Freue dich auf inspirierende Gespräche und Interviews, die dir helfen, dein volles Potenzial zu entfalten. Bereit? Dann lass uns beginnen.
Hallo und herzlich willkommen zu einer weiteren Ausgabe vom Unfolding Space Unboxing Lives Podcast. Alle, die mir seit einiger Zeit folgen oder auch neulicherdings, haben vielleicht gesehen, dass ich meine englischsprachige Community extrem erweitert hat und somit auch natürlich Verbindungen zu ganz, ganz großartigen Menschen außerhalb von Deutschland, außerhalb vom deutschsprachigen Raum. Und ich freue mich wahnsinnig, heute eine Dame zu begrüßen, die ich zufällig kennengelernt habe über eine Empfehlung, aber da wir uns ständig ins Wort gefallen sind in allen unseren Gesprächen, habe ich mich dazu entschlossen, sie einzuladen. Sie wird sich auch gleich vorstellen. Dieses Gespräch wird in Englisch stattfinden. Ihr werdet immer wieder jetzt in Zukunft auch mitbekommen, dass ich englischsprachige Gäste einladen werde, einfach weil die Welt so groß ist und es gibt so viele verschiedene Möglichkeiten und Sichtweisen und die möchte ich einfach in diesen Podcast mit einbringen. Das heißt ja schließlich Unfolding Space und Unboxing Lives über die Grenzen der Sprache hinaus. So, hi Gill, I'm so excited to have you on. I did just the introduction in German, as I said, for all my listeners. So I'm so happy that you're here today. Thank you so much for taking time. And
thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, of course. So as usually, I always let my guests introduce themselves. So who are you, Gill, and what do you do?
Sure. Well, yeah, as I say, thank you so much for having me on the podcast, Daniela. It's an absolute pleasure. So I'm Gill Moakes. I'm based just outside London in the UK, and I teach coaches how to grow impactful, profitable businesses. The background to that is that I grew my own coaching practice from zero to a flourishing six-figure coaching practice just with one-to-one clients. And I found that a lot of other coaches were asking me, Jill, how have you done that? And they were asking over and over to the point where I said, there's something here. I need to pass this forward. I need to just teach exactly what I did to grow my own business. And that was when I launched the Coaching Business Academy. So I still coach one-to-one with some clients, but I now focus on teaching coaches to grow their business. And I've just launched a membership as well, which is the collective, where again, it's coaches coming together and really building fabulous businesses.
This is so exciting because, again, as you're sharing this, I see those synchronicities because I started off being a Feng Shui consultant and then people came and said, can you teach us this, please? And in the beginning, I was like, who am I to teach Feng Shui? Like, who am I, right? So I taught Feng Shui and then the same happened with me. I built this really amazing business, which I'm so happy about and proud of. And now people are approaching and saying, Daniela, how did you do it? So, I mean, we have seen that we have so many synchronicities, although we don't know.
So many.
Yes.
It's true, isn't it? It's true. We're just in such alignment, and I love that. And you know what's funny? For a while, I got stuck in this feeling of, who am I to teach this? I don't know everything there is to know about marketing. I don't know everything there is to know about brand, about, creating a coaching offer. And I suddenly realized, actually, I don't need to know everything. People actually want to know what I did. So I just teach people what I did. I stay in my lane, teach people what I did, and that's what works for them.
Wow. So if somebody's looking for the teaching behind our conversation, here's the first one. Right? What you just shared.
Absolutely right. Oh my goodness, I'm so glad you zeroed in on that, because so often I think we feel like we have to be the complete and utter expert in every aspect of what we do. And if we don't think we are, we'll shy away from sharing the things that we do know about that topic, because for fear that we're not giving someone the whole picture, or that we're not adding enough value, And I think the more that we can just start getting radically authentic and honest about, what we do know and what we are willing to pay forward and share, just the more abundant that feels, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And another thing which I really want to talk about is that you are sharing knowledge, and this is another synchronicity, but you are sharing the energy behind it. And
Right.
When we talked about we had a conversation last week, we really saw that there are, although feng shui is only, and I'm putting it into parentheses,
Yeah.
in the space, but we are moving energy big time. And so why don't you share a little bit about this synchronicity or this piece of your work, please?
So that's an area that has evolved in my business, because for quite a while I was very focused on the masculine energy around strategy. What do you need to do? What's the next do this thing next strategy to get you to where you want to be? And that did serve me really well in my business, and my business grew. But it was only when I started embracing the fullness of who I am and who I was becoming as a business owner, as a woman, as a CEO of a business, only then did my business really start to become what I wanted it to be. And I think that shift came with really tapping into my intuition. It came with being much more open to the more feminine side of growing my business, of being much more aware of what things were and were not in alignment for me. All of that kind of energetic alignment is what really, I work with an amazing coach, Deborah Driscoll, actually, on this, and doing this energetic alignment work. And it was like the missing piece of the puzzle for my business. So now the work I do, it brings both in, it embraces both. It's the do this thing next strategy. Everyone wants to know that. Everyone wants to know, what do I actually need to do to attract the right clients, to create the right offers, to market them properly? What do I actually need to do? But there is an element of who do you need to be to actually grow the business you want. And that's what we now bring together in the collective and the academy.
Yeah, I mean, I always say, when my business is not working like it should, just from a feeling, I don't even touch my marketing strategy anymore, because in my heart, I know this is who I am. I mean, I know who I am and what I'm doing and all the things. I do turn into my space. This is what we also talked about. I just turn to my space, like, where is the energy? What's happening here? I'm looking for answers in the energy of my space. And then, of course, I mean, what you're sharing is looking into in your energy, like, where are you stuck in your, not maybe in your mindset, but I believe it goes beyond the mindset, right?
I think so too, actually. And just to your point around the space, this is another synchronicity between us, I think, because it's almost talking to you and what I've learned from you already, of, being in each other's lives, is it's another missing piece. So just like, there was the strategy and it was all about the strategy, and then it was about the strategy and the energetic alignment. And now this extra piece, this other piece, this third thing around the space, it almost feels like that was another missing piece for me. So I'm so, how interested I am in the work you do. So that's really interesting. But you're right. I think it does go beyond mindset. I think because there is a lot around our mindset that we can choose and we can not choose in the way that we think about growing our business. But I think when we learn how to let go of consciously choosing and not choosing and allow ourselves to trust and become way more intuitive, that's actually way more powerful than the intentional, almost what can be quite forced. It can feel a little forced when we're trying to adopt a certain mindset. Just repeating affirmations and trying to bully ourselves into having this particular mindset. That's not what it's all about for me. I think it's about letting go of that control, relinquishing the control, and trusting in yourself, and your intuition is the most powerful part.
Yeah. I mean, this affirmations, I mean, they do support if you're aligned with what you are saying.
Agree.
But fake it until you make it, I just don't believe that works. I mean, it's just you're saying something and you're thinking like, what is this? I just, when I was thinking about, years ago, it's like, I want to become a millionaire. Okay, so next month I'm going to make 1 million euros. Just let's make it really big. And then if I would look at my strategy and my product, it's like, there is no way in hell I can make 1 million with the products. I don't have the systems in place.
Right.
So this is where both worlds are coming together. So affirmations work with, the place. I don't know how to put it into words. It's just like this picture is coming up in front of my eyes and I'm just trying to put it into words, but it's not to be realistic. You have to dream, you have to visualize, you have to evolve, you have to grow, but then just, could you say make it real, or how would you explain this? I
think I do understand the point you're making, because I think we can dream big. We can dream really big, and we should dream big. There are too many women on this planet who are playing small, for all of the historical reasons, and we know why that is, but too many women are still playing small. We should be dreaming bigger, but we have to align our actions with our dreams. So the manifestation is really important. Affirmations are really supportive. All of those things are really important, but they won't change anything if your action, the action you take every day when you get up, stays exactly the same. So I think it's just bringing into alignment the action with the dream, with the feelings, with the mindset. It's bringing all of it into alignment, and with the space. And I think if we can master that, and that's why I say about letting go a little bit of the control and trusting that if you take an action that is in alignment with the big vision you have for your business or your life, trusting that you are okay. You are okay to take that action. And if it is truly in alignment, it's safe. Because I think that's the problem, is that sometimes we struggle to put trust in outcomes because we don't feel safe. We feel like it's too risky, we'll be judged, we'll be, whatever that is. But if the moment we start really trusting in alignment and in our own intuition, that's when everything changes. That's some of the most important work I think I ever do with clients is around self-trust. Because we all look for this validation everywhere else. We all look for someone else to say, yep, you're on the right track. Keep going. You're doing it. You're on the right track. Well done. And if we can start giving that to ourselves instead of needing it from other people, I think that makes a huge difference.
That's the key. You're the source. Like when I don't know where I'm lost, when I'm lost in whatever mindfuck there is, I always go, you're the source, Daniela. You're the source. Don't forget, you are the source.
Yes.
So no outsourcing to somebody telling you you're on the right track. No outsourcing your next revenue on the next client. No, it's all coming from you. And then this is the only truth rant I would do around my space when I sense some insecurity or doubts or whatever comes up. This is where I go to, because then having a logical affirmation coming up when you are spiraling down, it's kind of not possible, right?
Right, absolutely. And it's forced and it's not authentic. And it's not helpful.
No, not at all. And I also want to share one thought. Sometimes letting go of control means sitting still and not doing anything. And very often, I think it's really difficult, like, I'm not reaching my goals, or this is not working. And now I'm supposed just to sit and to do nothing and to trust. Like, how do I do that? So I, from my side, can say, turn to your space and take this stuck energy and wander around your office, around your space, declutter, zen your space, like look if everything is in order, turn to your kitchen, turn to whatever area you want to, and start changing things, even redecorating, whatever. But from your view, from your expertise, what would be the action somebody could take if they are in this mode of sit still and trust?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I think to your point about moving around your space and making some changes and things, I think this, again, it's aligned. It's about changing the energy, isn't it? It's about movement. And what I would say is that you also made a really good point. Sometimes if we are feeling stuck, if we are feeling like whatever we're doing isn't working, it's not bringing us the results we wanted in our business, in our life, the hardest thing can be to do nothing. And sometimes that little bit of space of nothingness is so needed. We live in a world at the moment where we consume all the time. We consume so much content. We consume so many books and podcasts and videos and articles. We're constantly consuming. And I think actually making a bit more space for creating rather than consuming, and for quietening so that you can listen. If you can't sit in silence and listen properly to what comes up for you, you're really going to struggle to tune into your intuition and to make aligned decisions based on your intuition. So one thing I would say is to get into a practice. Every business owner that I work with, it's one of the things that I say, let's get into a practice of silence, of listening in. What is coming up? You made such a good point. You are the source. What is the source saying? Not what's your coach saying, not what is your social media manager saying. What is that source saying? So that's the first thing. And then I think journaling. I've always been a hot and cold journaler. I've been someone who has gone through periods of really doing it avidly and then periods of switching off from it. And I know that when I do it regularly and make it a practice, that is another way of getting your own validation, because things always become clearer when you're writing them. So I think, and then as business owners, I think the biggest recommendation I would have for any business owner who is feeling stuck in their business, build relationships. Step away from the social media, from the craziness of online marketing, and try and get into conversation with people, go to an event, find a way of actually interacting with people, maybe like we are, have conversations. We've had a couple of lovely conversations now. And I think when people come to me and say, Gill, if you had to distill it down, what would your advice be on how to grow your coaching practice? I'd say have conversations and make offers of help. Like literally those two things. If you're not attracting or enrolling enough clients, you're probably not having enough conversations.
I love that. I mean, another synchronicity, because I get asked this question very much. So how did you build this business, or what would you advise for somebody who's starting? And my only answer is build relationships. That's it. There's nothing else. And in the time of internet and social media, and with my feng shui school, of course, there are many people who are not business owners, but they are wanting to build a business with feng shui. They would say, okay, how do I start? Go to networking events. Oh, you don't mean a social media strategy? No, don't.
Talk to people.
Yes. Yeah. I don't say don't do it at all, but don't rely on it. Don't make it, okay, now I'm going to start a social media strategy and then to create clients from there. I always say your website is like this beautiful magazine where you open it and it's printed and there is not so much movement. Social media is like everyday newspaper. So people know who you are, what you do. So have fun with it. And then go out and talk to people. So I love that we are aligned once more.
So aligned. In whether it's in the collective or in the academy, we teach exactly the same thing, that relationship marketing is queen and content marketing is the princess. Like relationship marketing is really the key to growing. I was about to say the key to growing a coaching business. No, it's the key to growing any business. It's the key to growing any business is relationships. And also, I feel like at the moment, as we are where we are now in 2025, we're in a trust desert. With the rise of AI, there is no trust in the written word. There's barely any trust in the written word now. And I think people want to be able to look you in the whites of the eyes. They want to actually hear what you have to say. So it's not enough anymore to hide behind written content, and think that, the most clever social media caption is going to cut it. It's not enough anymore.
No. And I love that you say this, because my world is energy and reading energy, feeling energy. And what you just said, it's really, AI can help you and support you in so many ways. So I always love to.
Oh God, I love ChatGPT. Don't get me wrong.
I write so much and so fast that I have so many typos and grammar and all this stuff. And then I get stuck on proofreading things and waiting for assistant to proofread it. So proofreading, oh my God, yes. But
so good.
Having more content out, writing more emails, only because now it's faster. I prompt ChatGPT and say, write something about, I don't know, feng shui. And oh no, this is not where it's going. As you said, it's really about still feeling this person behind the copy, which is written. I think this is the key. So I know I wrote 4 books, and my what is the woman who was guiding me through the process, and she always said, Daniela, when people are reading your books, they want to hear you speaking. So when they go to a speech and hear you speaking, they want to hear the same voice, like in the book.
Absolutely. And there can't be a disconnect.
No. Yeah.
That's another thing that I talk to clients about a lot, actually, is around this kind of, are you willing to be radically authentic? Because anything less than that won't cut it anymore either. There cannot, because our trust of the online world is so low, anything less than radical authenticity is just any kind of tiny disconnect, and you will lose people. It has to be authentic.
Yeah, and you will also lose yourself. I mean, there was this time where people were dancing on social media, on Reels, and I always said, hell will freeze before I dance around on a social media, I don't know, in a bikini or I don't know. So it's not me. It's just
Honestly.
not me. So I don't lose myself in the trend. So, I mean, to everybody who's listening, you're listening to two very successful business owners, and we are really giving you gold. We are taking you behind behind the curtain to share with you how we see business, how we not only work with our clients, but how we work. What's the what is the right word? What's behind our beliefs, behind our business, our truth,
our ethos, I guess. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, thank you. That's the right word. So, here there is so much gold in this conversation.
And do you know, I love that you just said that, because you're so right that what we're telling here is the truth. And I think that there is a big lack of truth around at the moment. Everyone wants the hack. They want the easy way. They want the passive way. They want the the automatically automated everything. And the truth is that if you're committed to bringing that full fat vision of your business to life, it's about legwork. It's about really building relationships, taking the time, being generous with your time, having genuine conversations. It's not about shortcuts.
No, absolutely not. And I think it's really, really interesting. Also, we talked about this last week. My content went viral in the English, but now it's starting in the German world as well. And
love it.
Thank you. And I had a podcast episode and also a newsletter talking about this overnight success. And really talking about that there is no overnight success. So there is no hack or fast line or the one hook who made this reel go viral, which had now over 5 million views. Or it's honestly, when I look back, it's more than 6 months hard work and investment of time and money to have this happen. So not giving up. And it was always, there was no proof that what Liz and me were doing would work, but we both knew it will. We only didn't know when, but the when is not our thing to know, right?
Right. You can't know that, but you know what? You trusted it. And this is where I think most people, when we hear those stats around, most businesses don't work out or most businesses don't fail after X number of years, I believe there is one reason for that. And that is that most people don't have the grit to keep going long enough to see the results that they want. They want the immediate results. They don't want to work for 6 months. I mean, your fellow podcaster, my podcast, Heads Together, when I started that, literally, I think I had on average about 12 downloads a week for the first 6 months. it was so depressing. But I kept going. I trusted that was the right platform for me. And I think that's what differentiates successful business owners, is that their trust is bigger than their impatience.
Oh, their trust is bigger than their impatience. I love this. That's a quote.
That's a quote right there. Let me quickly scribble that one down and use that forevermore.
Yes, go ahead. Yeah.
But it's true, right? Their trust is bigger than their impatience. And that trust, that grit to keep going without getting the immediate, that instant gratification of seeing the result. That's the secret. And that's what a lot of people don't have.
Yeah. And if somebody, there are 2 books which completely changed my life and my view on business and all the topic we're just talking. The one is The Slight Edge, and the other one is The One Thing. So Jeff Olson,
The One Thing, great. I've just finished that book.
Yeah.
Great book.
But The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson, I mean, Jill, this book is showing us that those little things we do or we don't do, nobody cares about them. Like no one in this world cares if we are recording this podcast or not. But this is just one little thing. We are in conversation. We are creating this ripple effect. We don't know whom this conversation is going to touch, but I believe many ladies and many listeners and business owners. So, and he's talking about those little things. Nobody in the world cares if you're doing it or doing them or not. But the compound of those little steps are eventually going to get you the overnight success.
Absolutely right. And to people looking on, it's like, cyclical, because then the people looking on are like, how did she just become that how did she get that viral reel? Oh my God, she's an overnight success. And no one sees everything that went before that. And it, because it is such a blind trust, because you're not seeing the results at the beginning.
Yeah. This is, I mean,
and you're right. I love that whole concept of, no one cares. No one is noticing the little things. But if you keep doing them and they compound over time, I really love that.
Yeah. And the same is with your space. Do you need, if things are not working, do you need to move somewhere? No, you don't. You just first clutter clear maybe the drawer in your entrance hall. Right. And then maybe you let go of something, and then maybe you paint a wall, and then maybe you buy a new bed or whatever. So all these little tiny steps are just changing the frequency. I mean, I always explain it with the radio. So years ago, you had this little knob you needed to turn and switch this frequency so you can hear the radio station you want to hear. And the silence in between is where you don't know what's happening. So you're leaving one radio station, changing your mindset, doing something in your space, all the work. And then you are in the doing and you're turning the knob and you don't hear anything. You just know that there is another frequency. And when you hit the frequency, you will hear the music. And this is,
what a brilliant metaphor. I love that metaphor. That's great. Yeah. I love that.
So, amazing. Oh, this is so good, Jill. There is so much gold in this conversation. So, how do you help your clients? Share with me. Where can people find you? So just go.
Yeah, thank you. So the collective is the kind of entry point, I guess, into my world, which is a membership for coaches and of all kinds, all different niches, anyone who helps other people by coaching them. It's a business growth membership. So what's a little bit different is, and we talked about this earlier, is that the collective brings together the strategy. So we have like a roadmap curriculum that members work through, and it covers everything from their personal brand, creating their coaching offers, creating a marketing ecosystem that actually works to attract the right clients, client experience. So we have that, but then we also have inside the collective a space called the Sanctuary, and in there we have 4 resident experts who are really do the more spiritual work, the inner work that I know is so essential to growing your business. So we have that balance of strategy and then the more kind of soul and inner work. And then we also have like what I keep calling coach flicks. It's like Netflix for coaches. Basically, I invite amazing experts to come in, like yourself. Thank you very much for agreeing to do a masterclass, to come in and give these monthly masterclasses around all different kinds of topics that are going to contribute to a business growth success. So yeah, that's the collective. That's the kind of entry point. We also have the academy, which is a more intense 6-month container where people will come and they have a weekly call group, very intimate group call where where I'm walking them through that strategy to build their coaching practice too. So yeah, anyone who wants to check that out. It is at gillmoakes.com/collective for the collective and /academy for the academy.
And we will, of course, link everything in the show notes. And
Thank you.
well, dear Gill, thank you so much for joining me. I'm still like my heart is so open, and I'm just so excited to have this conversation go out and all the knowledge be shared with so many listeners here in Germany.
Thank you so much, Daniela, honestly, because I think, and I guess this is the point we're trying to make, isn't it? It's about, having conversations, having really deep conversations, whether you're at the beginning of your business journey or you've got an established business. Focusing on relationships is everything. And I'm very glad that we have been having these conversations together. Thank you.
Thank you. This is such a beautiful ending. And now I also want to thank all my listeners. Oh, I'm going to switch to German right now. Ich danke allen, die dabei waren in diesem wundervollen Gespräch mit Gill. Wir haben das natürlich auch auf YouTube veröffentlicht, wer unsere Gesichter sehen möchte. Und ich danke dir von ganzem Herzen, dass du dabei warst, dass du zugehört hast. Und wir sehen uns auf jeden Fall oder wir hören uns in der nächsten Podcast-Episode. Aber bis dahin wünsche ich dir eine wunderschöne Zeit, egal wo du bist, und sende dir ganz liebe Grüße. Thank you, Gill. Bye.
Bye.